got my tea here. Man, I gotta get that caffeine in the morning. Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name is Sheng. I make a lot of videos about mind maps and professional and personal growth. And today I decided to do something a little bit different. As you can see, I am not in my studio, and instead I'm in Death Valley. And all around me are these gorgeous Joshua trees. So I love the outdoors, I love camping, so I decided to combine the two together. You know, this is a bit of an experiment, but let's hit it. So today I want to talk to you about mindsets versus skill sets. I mentioned this concept in one of my previous videos that I collect mindsets. So what does that even mean? So over the course of my career, I've done a lot of different things. I've acquired a lot of different skill sets over the course of my career. Most recently, I realized that it's not the skill sets that are truly important. It is actually the mindset. The ability to think like a business developer, like an investor, like a business analyst, a consultant, a designer, or product manager. And there's a lot of reasons for this. So the first reason is that skill sets, the useful half-life of them is relatively short and is going to get shorter over time, especially in today's day and age where the market, the industry, and professions and jobs are so transient and change so quickly. A mindset, having the ability to think like a certain profession, actually carries with it a longer half-life in terms of usefulness. The other reason why I collect mindsets is there is a combination creativity that comes out of actually being able to think like multiple people or professions, right? So in any business decision that I currently make with my startup or any of the companies I work with, I'm able to bring to the table the ability basically to think like 5 or 6 different people. Right? That means I can actually reduce the blind spots in terms of any given decision. So for example, if we were to go into a new market, let's say Japanese or Korean market with a new product, I will be able to think like a product manager. Well, first of all, actually thinking like a consultant or a business analyst at the 10,000 foot view. Right? So like, for example, what is the market traction? What is the market size? What are the competitors? These are very high level strategic decisions that a business analyst or a consultant would bring to the table. And then as a product manager, you would think about, okay, product market fit. Who is the user? How do we design the product is a designer question. From an operations standpoint, how do we support users? Right, with this new product after the sale? What's the warranty like? So these are all questions that can be answered with a certain profession, but you kind of have to have that mindset or that experience in order to go into it. As you progress in your career, you might be managing other people who will have the skill sets, who have actually the latest, greatest skill sets, right? Because again, the tools in which we do our jobs change really rapidly. A lot of the design software that I used to use are now kind of like outdated, right? There's a whole bunch of new, younger folks that already know how to use these tools. However, being able to think like a designer helps me manage other designers. And I think this is especially important given the gig economy these days, where you can go onto Upwork or Fiverr and hire essentially a contractor to do the things you need. But my experience with contractors and remote work people in general is that you have to be very specific with your requests. You have to be the architect of whatever it is that you're trying to build. So thinking in terms of mindsets really helps with that, because then you can actually hire the people with the right skill sets to execute on your vision. So how do you develop mindsets? I've done it in a combination of 3 ways: professional experience, MOOCs or online classes, and masterclass. So, and that's actually in the order in which I kind of prioritize things. And so professional experience, I've done pretty much all of my roles in 1 and 2 year stints professionally. So all the skill sets, all the mindsets have been pretty much like hard earned in that respect. And today I think it's actually more accepted to actually jump around. There's a lot more mobility, fluidity essentially in our careers. The second one is online classes. So I remember when I started off as a product manager, I actually took a few online courses, and that really helped me actually get into the mindset of actually managing engineers, managing designers in order to ship the product. And the same thing goes for design and anything else, really. There's basically online classes for everything. Hell, you're watching one right now. The final one is Masterclass. They're a bit expensive, but they're kind of like Netflix for learning of sorts. Really highly polished content for learning. I've watched a few of those just to understand, hey, you know, how do you think like a creative agency? How do you think like a writer, right? So these are all really important things when I actually go about in executing, my project, or writing, for example. I'm thinking about, okay, what does Malcolm Gladwell think about storytelling, right? These are all things that I think about when before I even touch the pen or typewriter. So that's just a short overview of essentially how I think about mindsets versus skill sets, and why I collect mindsets these days at this point in my career. So thanks a lot for listening to my spiel. And hopefully enjoy some of the scenery here in Death Valley. I included some drone shots in the beginning in case you missed that. So cool. It is really chilly, and I'm gonna go back to the fire. So talk to you guys later. Bye.